Hi Virgo, welcome to your April 2025 AstroTarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. So April is providing a much needed rest, recuperation, pause moment after the insanity that was March, right? So for you, Virgo, as someone who thrives on structure and planning, and this quiet, should I say, this quieter month is definitely offering an opportunity for you to kind of recalibrate, to refine, to focus on the details that matter most to you. And also, the other part of this is it's not as action packed as the previous month, right? But the transits in April are highlighting relationships, self care, and also long term goals that will help you lay a solid foundation for your future. So I think this could be quite an important month in that regard as well. With that said, I am Raphael. I am an astrologer, tarot reader, numerologist, and energy worker for those of you that would like to know. If you are new to my channel, I am using whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know. You can find the transits and the dates. If I ever don't mention the dates or the degrees of a transit, you'll be able to find all of that in the description box below. You'll also be able to book a personal session there with me. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. It's also worth mentioning here as well, if you're only going to watch one of these, please make sure it's for your ascendant sign. It's going to be that much more accurate for you on the day-to-day level. Now, on the 11th, well, so actually this transit that I'm about to talk about, Mercury conjunct the North Node, it actually starts on the 9th and it goes right the way through the 11th of April. This is happening in your 7th house of partnerships, connections, relationships, significant contracts as well as the 7th house, as well as competitors as well, right? This alignment of energies in your 7th house, this is Mercury, your ruling planet, and also the ruler of your career, your social status out in the world. Because this is your ruler connecting the North Node, you are being amplified within your partnerships, within your relationships, within your connections, and also this could be a fated communication that comes in around your... Sorry, I keep forgetting to do this. This could be a fated connection that comes around when it comes to... I'm doing this now so that you guys can see the board fully and enjoy the visuals. But also, this is, it's you, right? Mercury is you, and you're being amplified by the North Node. So in essence, it's like all of who you are is being amplified within the context and the confines of your partnerships, your relationships. This is right, and this is it, as the governing energy of your 1st and your 10th house of career. It's really helping you, or really maybe even seeing this involve important discussions with your partners, with your collaborators, with your long-term plans. Listen to what's being said at this moment in time, and also what's being left unsaid, because this could be a moment of clarity in a relationship, whether that's romantic or, as I like to say, personal, professional, or platonic. These are, the 7th house is not just romance, it's all kinds of relationships. A key connection right now could really provide you with some incredible insight or guidance that helps shift your perspective, or maybe even helps you decide how to move forward in some way. Like if you're thinking about a partnership or a collaboration, or you want to sign a contract of some sort, this could bring the green light you've been waiting for, right? And as well, if you're like, it could also help you identify what needs to change, right? What needs to be aligned with your values or your goals in some regard. Now, for this, you've got the 3 of Pentacles, so collaboration is definitely being highlighted here. With the 9 of Pentacles, collaboration, hard work, and dedication, but in a way that sees you really enjoying what you're working on. And then you've got this with the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. This is about really you not only seeing something through to completion, but maybe doing this in a way that is mutually beneficial for you, a partner, a collaborator, maybe, because the seventh house is people that we have contracts with as well. So this could be maybe you signed up for something to work with somebody, maybe somebody signed up to work with you for something, and the results that you're looking for are absolutely there. You've got the Nine of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. 2 nines represents receipts. What this says to me more than anything else is the results of whatever this Mercury conjunct the North Node is bringing in. This is stuff that you're going to want to remember. It's stuff that you're going to want to highlight to, whether this is in terms of sales, whether, all of that kind of stuff. This is kind of like one of those times where keep your receipts because they are going to speak volumes for you. And, maybe so as an example, let's say you've got a personal business. This could be, maybe you help somebody with that business and you get a testimonial, and that testimonial really helps you amplify or provides the social proof that people are looking for nowadays. So it could be a really powerful moment. For your the second transit that I want to look at for you is that on the 12th of the month, Chiron, so the sun is going to come into a conjunction with Chiron in the sign of Aries at 23 degrees. I don't have a Chiron glyph, so I apologize for that. But this could be a moment at which you kind of, you come to really understand a wound in some way. And the reason I say this, and also the reason that it's important, is first of all, Leo rules your 12th house. So this is your self-sabotaging tendencies, it's your deep past, it's your subconscious, your soul and psyche. Because it's in the 8th house, right? The sun is in the 8th house. The sun is an illuminating principle. It's illuminating a wound, Chiron, in the 8th house, which is basically saying to you, now that you understand what this wound is, what this trauma is, this crisis, this issue that you've had in your past, now that you really understand this, you have a chance to really delve into the house of, into the space of your subconscious and really find a sense of transformation to bring more intimacy to the forefront, to really help enhance your shared resources in some way. It's also a transit that illuminates wounds that are tied to vulnerability and trust, and maybe even like your relationship with and to power and control, right? Because the 8th house is very much about all of those things. So this could be a moment where you come into that realization or that understanding. You might even have a moment around a financial or an emotional issue that's potentially been holding you back in some way, and it helps you see sort of like how you need to release a fear or an insecurity of some sort and step into a space of healing, right? This is whether this is about addressing a debt, letting go of old sort of stagnant emotions, or rebuilding trust in a partnership or a relationship or a collaboration or with a friendship. The insights that are coming in now are really going to help you grow. Healing doesn't come overnight, right? You know this more. In fact, probably out of all of the signs, I think you know this best. But this transit is a reminder that even the smallest steps that you take towards that can absolutely bring the most profound of shifts. You've got the Two of Cups here. Partnership absolutely is highlighted here. You've got this with the Knight of Cups. That's an opportunity that comes as well with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a financial opportunity in relation to something that you've already set into motion. And it could also see you kind of say to yourself like, oh wow, I've actually been stopping myself getting ahead here, or maybe making that bank because I didn't want to do A, B and C, when actually that's, probably the best way that I could move forward at this moment in time. The Wheel of Fortune itself always sees us in the right place at the right time, and coupled with the Knight of Cups, this is a solid offer or opportunity with the Two of Cups that you can absolutely trust, especially on a monetary or a financial level. So love that for you, but it is going to require you to really do the work around whatever those wounds are. So if you have a financial wound or a money block or, you know, anything of that nature, this is quite possibly the area in which, you know, you could find that there are challenges. All right. So on the 15th of the month, now I wouldn't usually include the moon in a transit like this, but it's really worth mentioning that so obviously the moon and Mars. Excuse me. Ooh. So Mars is in Scorpio. Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. Obviously, the moon is the ruler of Cancer. So these two are in a mutual reception, and they are trying to all of that cluster of planets: Venus, Mercury, the North Node. It's not really a planet, but you know, and Saturn, all hanging out at the sort of end degrees of Pisces. This is a pretty big deal, because it's a grand water trine and it's across your 3rd, your 7th and your 11th houses, right? Across the social houses in some way. Now, the harmonious energy of the grand water trine is activating your social, relational sort of spaces. It's creating the emotional flow and fortitude between communication, partnership and friendships. Now, the moon here in Scorpio is highlighting your house of communication. The moon loves to be in the 3rd house anyway. So this is likely to be a very busy time for you, where if you're able to turn your emotional energies in the right direction, wonderful things can unfold for you. Another way that this could show up, because you've got Mars here in Cancer, it's in energizing and bringing energy and passion and fire and vigor to your friendship circle, but also your networks and also your hopes, aspirations, goals and dreams. This is seeing you being that sort of like you chasing that paper, right? Let me start making this money from my business, from my career, from my whatever, that's being amplified by Jupiter. We love it, right? We love this. And then on top of that, the cluster of energies in your 7th house, which is one-to-one partnerships, one-to-one relationships, personal, professional and platonic, all of those, right? So this could be great for you. It's a really good time for heartfelt conversations, whether with a partner, a friend or a colleague. You might feel inspired to share your emotions or express gratitude to those who support you. Collaboration at this moment in time is highly favored under this energy. Lean into your connections, right? Let them help guide you at this moment in time to help push you forward. And if there's a dream or a goal that you're hoping to sort of work towards, or maybe even try and promote, like I feel like it's going to promote or provide the emotional clarity and support that you're going to take the next step with, right? Like this is a time to really think about relying on your people. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, so finances is assured. You've got the King of Pentacles, love this for you. And then you've got the Five of Cups. Now, one thing that I will say to you is, with such an influx of new people and new energies, it stands to reason that one or two may be sort of falling by the wayside or falling back. Be okay with that, right? This is kind of akin to, you know, when they say like, as you move further and forward in your career or up the ladder of success, certain levels of people kind of fall away. This feels like that. This feels like one of those moments. And it could be that an earth sign person, a Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo, may really play a profound part in this, certainly over the course of the next year. Now, even though, as I said, the lunar, because I don't use the moon because it's such a fleeting energy, but I feel like this sets something into motion in the right way. Okay, on the 18th of the month, Mars is going to re-enter the sign of Leo. So get ready for violent, agitated dreams. I'm joking, that's just one signification. It doesn't have to be that, but this could be that your dream world gets that much more active. Remember, for you in your chart, Mars rules your third house of communications, and it also rules your eighth house of other people's money, secrets, etc. And it's coming into the 12th house. I actually feel that this might be a time where you kind of say to yourself, you know what, holding on to this secret or holding back this information is actually stopping me from getting ahead. Let me talk to somebody, let me be more honest or more open about it with my significant other, with my family, with my friends, whatever the case might be. It could even be that some of the old ideas that you have or have had for your work or for your business, or even wounds or sort of maybe even traumas that you have around those things, are being highlighted to you now. This is activating because Mars likes to be in a fire sign, right? Mars does good in the fire signs, he really does. It's encouraging a bit more introspection here, though, and healing and releasing what no longer serves you, but in a very active kind of way. Now, we process stuff in our dreams anyway, and this is why I made that joke at the beginning, right? You might find that your dream world becomes a bit more intense. I personally have just gone through the whole experience of Mars being retrograde in my 12th house. And I tell you, like, I'm a good sleeper, right? Like, I am usually a good sleeper. I can get a good solid 8 hours. I'm like, when I go to sleep, I go to sleep. My friend always says to me, like, I envy you that. Like, if I'm tired, I could literally sleep anywhere. Give me like a rock as a pillow and the floor, the floor as a ground, as a bed, and I'm fine. Like, I'm a good sleeper. But this Mars through retrograde in the sign of Cancer and moving through the 12th house for this long, my sleep has been for shit, right? I tell you straight up, like, it's been the worst time ever for sleep. But, this is only going to be a 6-week transit. You're not going to have the retrograde here. So you're okay. All right. But what I want to say about this, you might find that your dreams are that much more vivid, more intense, more active. You might wake up feeling like, you know what, I was so active in my dream self last night that I didn't really get any rest. Mars ruling that eighth house of transformation and third house of communications, it's a time to reflect on past decisions, right? To think about the big, or maybe even to really dig deep into the hidden layers of your psyche and self. You might feel like you want to get rid of emotional clutter or actual clutter. You might feel like you want to, get into some sort of creative project and start really working on that in solitude. You might feel like you need more solitude at this moment in time. And all of that would be fine. Like, there's no way to do a transit wrong. There's ways to do it where it doesn't work, right? Or you don't get what you want out of it. Mars in the 12th can feel isolating at times, but it's also a really good time for you to really pull your personal power back to you. It kind of reminds me of that, there's that thing that says, I call my power back from every time and space and portal and all the rest of it. Like, look that up and have a read of it. That could be a really good mantra for you to listen to every other day during that Mars transit in the 12th, right? But it starts here. Things are going to get a lot easier, I feel, with Mars in a fire sign. And then obviously it comes into your sign, in about a month and a half-ish. So yeah, interesting stuff. For this, you've got the Four of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, okay, and the Knight of Pentacles. If you want movement, there is movement. If you want stagnant, it's like the universe is kind of responding to you in real time here. So really and truthfully, the message here is you've got to keep on top of your thoughts and your emotions. And this also tells me that when it comes to the home, property and living situation, and also when it comes to your finances, things are pretty much all but guaranteed. So love, love, love this. Now, with that Four of Cups, it can be a feeling of disillusionment, and you've got this with the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like maybe you're feeling disillusioned with something to do with a home or a vehicle, or the amount of money that you paid for something. That's just in the here and now. It'll fade. All right, so keep that as a consideration. And then finally, on the 21st of the month, Venus is going to conjunct Saturn and the North Node. North Node, 19 years. Saturn, 30 years. And Venus, 19 months. Think about those 3 cycles and the amount of incredible and insane accurate math that would need to take place for that to happen. This is a rare alignment. Think about that. One of these planets takes 30 years to get to this point. The North Node takes 18 or 19 years to get to this point. That's a pretty big deal. So this is a pivotal moment, right? Especially in your relationships, in your one-to-one connections, how you work with people on that one-to-one level. Saturn's influence here is really suggesting that your relationships are going to require more effort, more discipline, and a commitment to thrive, right? And how you use this on the daily level, or how you use this in terms of how you use it in the daily level, or how you build your routines, is really going to matter, because how you're working with people in that one-to-one sphere is really going to be where the good stuff is. Now, Venus for you rules your money and also your education. It also rules teaching and publishing and all of that good stuff. It's adding harmony and support, and it's softening the edges of Saturn here, right? So whether this is a romantic partner, a business collaboration, maybe even a close friendship, this is time to really evaluate what's working, what's not, so that as you move forward, you can do it in a way that is truly aligned. The North Node is bringing a fated and karmic kind of element to this as well, which is basically saying that whatever the decisions are that you're making right now, they are going to have a long-lasting impact on your relationship. So whatever you're solidifying, whatever commitment you're really sort of setting up in some regard, or even boundaries that you're setting right now, it's going to be all part of like a bigger or a larger plan that's unfolding for you over the next 19 years of your life. So for this, you've got the Page of Pentacles, so you're definitely starting something new, but it has some teething problems, right? You've got the Five of Swords, okay, you've got this with the Three of Swords. So, you know, it's said that when you make one decision or you take one opportunity, the others kind of disappear. It may be a feeling of that, right? You, with this transit, and as you realize it, as you start to move forward from the 21st, you might start to realize, like, okay, if I'm going to go down this path, this opportunity or this job offer, or, you know, whatever the case might be, it's not going to be possible. And so you will have to make a concrete decision for yourself about which one really feels right for you. Okay. So for your lunations, on the 13th of the month, you've got a full moon in your finance sector. So that's a nice, potentially juicy moment of resources that comes your way, especially because the moon for you rules your 11th house. Excuse me, which is the gains from your business or your career. So that could be really nice. And for this, you've got the Gate, 5, and Patience. And the message behind this is there will always be more, right? There will always be more. There'll always be another. There's always more to be made, especially when it comes to money, finances, and resources. When it comes to on the 27th of the month, we will have a new moon in the sign of Taurus, which for you represents your 9th house. And this for you, you've got the Gate 59 and Intimacy. It feels to me like whatever it is that you're setting up, where you're working with, connecting with, or interacting with people on a one-to-one basis, this is going to get you fired up about life again. It's like, oh, okay, so this is the next round of what I'm doing. This is the next version of what I am going to be or going to do. And it sort of sets things in. I always see this card. It's not necessarily just about like intimacy. I always see this card as like getting back into bed with life. It's where you start to really sort of feel like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or this is the next round of where I'm supposed to be. All in all, sounds like a pretty decent month. You'll have to let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.